Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio.
where we dine like it's the golden age of Hollywood.
Okay.
We're ranking all of the Hollywood studio sit downs. You saw the title of the episode. You know
Yeah.
what's going
You
down.
know why you're here.
Yeah. We're going into one of my favorite parks.
Yeah.
If not just because it's easy to walk into Hollywood studios and have a pretty good time. So we come here. I would say this is one of our more frequented parks. Not even close to Epcot.
Probably second, though.
Yeah, probably second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to get in and out of, unlike Magic Kingdom, and it has good hours, unlike Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, we love Hollywood studios.
Yeah. I love all of them, but yeah.
This is also a park.
I love the vibe of Hollywood studios.
Yeah, the vibe of Hollywood studios is really nice, especially at Christmas time, but really any time it's nice to get those old Hollywood vibes.
Yeah.
This is the second in our little series that we're doing of ranking the sit-down table service restaurants at each of the 4 Walt Disney World theme parks. The first one was Animal Kingdom, so if you want to check out that episode, you can scroll back in the episode list a little bit and see what we ranked where. And today, Hollywood Studios will get that treatment. And I'm excited to dive in. But before we begin, we wanted to, first of all, thank you for watching. And then second of all,
or
listening, encourage you to check out, if you're listening, to check out the visual version of the podcast over on YouTube, where you can see our smiling faces, talk about all this delicious food, and try not to get hungry for an hour. And you can also like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you feel inclined to leave a review at the end of the episode, if you've enjoyed your experience, then we would super appreciate that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then one other quick thing, I just want to let you guys know I'm a travel agent and I'm free to you. So if you are looking to take a Disney trip or a cruise trip or whatever, shoot me an email at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com and I can help you, or if you're already an expert, I don't have to help you, but as a thank you for letting me be your travel agent and do the booking part, you get a free gift from one of our Etsy shops.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, same thing you would have done on your own, but now you get a free gift.
Yeah. Morgan knows all the ins and outs of Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, all kinds of vacations.
Yeah.
So if you're looking
and how to get the best deal.
Yeah. And maybe some tips for stuff like booking good dining reservations.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if you're looking to eat at any of these, you're going to need one of those dining reservations to get yourself a seat here.
Yeah.
So Morgan, Hollywood Studios is a park that has a couple good quick serve restaurants, but today we're going to be talking about the table service restaurants, and we're starting out at the bottom of the list. We're starting out with one that we think is our least recommended of these, and it's one that I didn't personally experience, but one that you were able to experience. And it's also the newest one.
It is. And I am very hopeful that this will rise in the rankings as maybe they just kind of get things figured out, like restaurants and stuff like that sometimes there's like a bit of a learning curve.
Yes.
So I'm hopeful that this is to get better.
Yes.
But it is Roundup Rodeo. What is it?
Yes.
What's it officially called?
Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Yeah. Barbecue, yeah.
Right. So this is like a Toy Story themed barbecue sit-down restaurant in Toy Story Land. It is the newest restaurant in Disney's Hollywood Studios, and you were able to get a reservation and go, and it was relatively new, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like at the very, very beginning, but it was pretty early on. And I'll tell you, I like the space of it.
It looks really cool.
Yeah. They did a pretty good job of designing the inside, although I don't think it's as good as some of the other Toy Story areas. Like, I don't know.
What is the theming inside like?
It's like everything else where you're like there's toy stuff everywhere. There's the characters and stuff like that. So my issue with this one came down to value. This is not, you don't meet characters at this location, by the way. This is not a character meal. One thing I did love was they have like kind of announcements that go on,
Okay.
and they'll be from the Toy Story characters. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
Yeah.
Like Andy's coming, and if Andy's coming, you hear that Andy's coming, then everybody has to freeze, which is fun, but gets old when it's happened 4 times during your meal.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I feel like they could space that out a little bit more.
Okay. That
Because
makes
actually
sense.
stop freezing while you're eating for, it's not long. I thought it was very cute,
I'm
and then
sure
it got
not
old.
everyone participates in those shenanigans. I'm sure some people.
The servers tell you to at the beginning, so
Okay.
it's not like something you wouldn't know about. But yeah.
Did you go for lunch or dinner?
I honestly don't remember, but I think that the menu and the pricing is the same either way.
Right. Do you remember anything of what you had to eat?
Yes.
What did you have?
So you get the bread. The bread was the best part. I'm looking at it right now. Is homemade cheddar biscuits with sweet pepper jelly. That was phenomenal.
That sounds great. Cheddar biscuits, like Red Lobster?
Yes,
Yum.
but I guess they weren't quite as like garlicky though, which is good because then you've got the sweet pepper jelly,
Right.
which is just a really fun, not really spicy, but
Mhm.
you know, good pepper jelly.
Yum.
That was the best part of the whole meal. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it was very good.
Okay.
Then you get an assortment of salads. Neither one I thought were very good. And then, do you want me to mention them?
Sure.
Okay, so one of them is the Rootin' Tootin' tomato salad, which has cucumbers, pickled red onion, white balsamic vinegar, and the other is the watermelon salad.
What didn't you like about them?
Well, okay, I don't like onion, so that first one's going to be out for me right away because
Sure.
raw onion, I just don't eat that. Then the watermelon salad just wasn't as fresh as it should have been. I do like the concept. I like a watermelon salad with mint, but it just wasn't the watermelon wasn't like good. You know what I mean? It just
wasn't like squishy.
Which
I like a watermelon that's like really crisp, really juicy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
but
it was
sometimes if a watermelon's not like ripe enough, it can be a little like it's not hard to the touch. It's like yeah, and also not as flavorful for sure.
That was the problem. It wasn't as flavorful. Now, the good thing about that is that means that happened when I was there, but it won't necessarily happen when you're there.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it. You know what I mean? You can't get perfectly ripe fruit all the time. Yeah. Sure. So I do understand that one.
Okay.
Then for the meal, it is like a family style where they bring a platter. We got the platter that had the regular platter, and we got the vegetarian platter for our table.
Cool.
So I was able to try all of this stuff, and it was all just okay. It all kind of seemed like it sat there for a while. It wasn't flavorful enough. So that was kind of a bummer.
Okay, I'm seeing that a platter comes with ribs, brisket, sausage, barbecue chicken, and baked beans. And then the plant-based one is cauliflower.
With harissa, yeah, and walnut gremulata. That was one of the better things.
That sounds delicious. Bratwurst, rib chop, and baked beans.
And those are like Impossible or whatever. I mean, they're not Impossible brand, obviously, or they would have said so, but
plant-based.
Yes.
Okay, and you're just saying that overall you found that it wasn't like quality-wise, freshness-wise, it wasn't really your
freshness-wise, flavor-wise, it just missed the mark.
Right, and we're talking about $45 per adult plus tax and gratuity.
Right. So for my family of 3, we're talking like nearly $200.
A lot. Yeah, that's the thing about these
all you can eat.
family style meals is that they tend to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, the per person charge at Disney, like if you've got a family, you're looking at a pretty hefty bill. So I would expect the food to be absolutely phenomenal, especially since you're not even meeting characters.
Yeah, that is a little bit odd, even because there's some family style that either is entertainment, like if we're talking about not in a theme park, like Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, or if we're talking about in a theme park, Garden Grill, which has character meeting to kind of zhuzh up the experience.
Yes, you're paying for that too. Yeah.
And even though we didn't think that Garden Grill was like the best food ever, we did find value, a little bit of value,
Yeah.
in meeting the characters in
In
their
their
like
cute
exclusive
costumes. Yeah.
costumes. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this
It's
was
surprising to me that there's no toys walking around at all.
I know.
Strange.
Yeah. The decor is really awesome, and there's like a big thing of like Bo Peep and stuff like that. So
I saw her.
yeah, so you see them, but you don't meet them. It's not like the same as I think they're charging character dining price, but they're not executing character dining experience, which
Mhm.
would be fine if the food were phenomenal.
Mhm.
Because for as someone that doesn't have young children, I don't care as much about the characters anyway.
Sure.
But I want the food to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
You don't
I
want to
do-
just pay for the Toy
yeah.
Story like IP theming.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it all needs to be a nice package, and the food is what fell short on our trip to this one. We also you get to pick a few sides. It looks like they might have changed that since we were there.
I love that the heading on the menu is "Reach for the sides."
Yeah.
That's fun.
I'm looking at the menu online right now as it is as of right now, and it doesn't look like we had the option to. There were like 10 listed, and we had to pick 5 for the table or something like that. This just has 5 listed, so they must have narrowed it down and taken some off of the menu because they weren't executed well. So maybe that's a good thing. Sounds like they figured some stuff out. Although I will say these options aren't as fun as the options that were on the menu to begin with. So that's interesting.
Do you remember one that was like more fun?
No, I wish I could.
Well, that's okay. These are potato barrels, veggie slaw, mac and cheese, baked beans, or corn on the cob.
Which is kind of basic for a $45.
Yes, it is. I would say exactly what I would expect for like barbecue sides. Maybe excluding like cornbread, but they have like that cheddar bread thing in the beginning, so maybe.
Oh
that's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah, right. I wish I could remember what the sides were, but there were some more exciting sounding sides, but they didn't deliver, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Okay. Did you have a dessert?
Um,
You select one per guest, and the options are a lemon and blueberry cheesecake, a chocolate pie, an apple pie, a peach strawberry pie. That's interesting, and a cupcake a la Forky.
yeah, I feel like this has changed also, and I don't remember what I got, so I can't really comment on it.
Okay, fair
Sorry.
enough. No, that's okay. I'm also seeing that they have like you can get like mixed drinks here, like a grown-up peanut butter jelly drink.
This is like a standard
That has whiskey
new
in it?
thing. You know what I mean? Where they're adding alcoholic options. Yeah, obviously, that's not something that I tried, but
Sure, Toy Story cocktails, they run from about like $15 to $17.
yeah, but your meal here does come with like a soda,
Right.
right, or an iced tea or something like that, which is nice.
Okay. So
I always appreciate that at least there's that.
yeah, absolutely. Gosh, imagine if they charged you separately for the drink. So overall, you're saying you enjoyed the theming, you enjoyed maybe the ambiance, but you weren't such a big fan of the quality.
Right. And I wasn't so blown away by the ambiance that it totally forgave the food, which it will happen on another one on our list.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think what hurts the most for us is value.
Yeah.
In situations like this, so if the food is not really hitting, then.
And hopefully that was a one-off. And like I said, I'm hoping that the next time we go back, because we will, because we're gonna try it and do a review of it, because that time Jake didn't get to come with.
I can't wait.
Hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah.
It will have been a year, maybe.
I'll start with a peanut butter and jelly whiskey drink, and
that'll help.
Yeah, that'll help. No,
That's sad.
Just kidding. That seems like the worst possible thing to drink at a hot theme park.
Peanut butter whiskey doesn't sound good to me, but
well,
what do I know?
If you're looking to pay roughly, how much was that one again?
$45 a person plus tax and gratuity.
If you're looking to pay roughly the same thing, but you don't want family style and you want a buffet, but with character meeting, then you can try the next one up on our list, which is Hollywood and Vine.
Yes. Okay. So, and that's why Hollywood and Vine is getting a step up in this.
Okay.
Because you do meet characters there, and I feel like that's added value.
Yes.
Because especially in Disney World, less so in Disneyland. Although last time I was at Disney, I saw some roaming characters. So to the haters that say we have none, they're around occasionally.
Sometimes.
Just maybe not like in Magic Kingdom, and that might be part of what people are saying. But like I saw roaming characters at the Polynesian Resort
Yes.
recently. You know what I mean?
The
Like
resorts do, like at the last time we were at the Riviera, we saw like Donald walking through the lobby.
yeah,
It's very
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is another great reason that you want to have like a hotel day in your vacation, your Disney World vacation, I think.
Okay.
You know, I'm just saying. Anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
I love a
but
resort day.
since in the parks, most of our character meet and greets require a 30 minutes hour wait. I would much rather that be incorporated in my meal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's something we were talking about recently about like what's your favorite character meet and greet, and my thought was I really only do that anymore at meals.
Yeah.
Because the waits have gotten a little extreme for somebody again with no small kids.
Yeah. And
when I had a small kid, yes, worth it.
Exactly. Like we're not big character people, but we know that maybe you listening, you are a character person. These are a great option for meeting. Like anytime there's a character meet and greet at the meal, if that's something that you're interested in, then that's like a way for you to meet a bunch of characters and not have to spend 30 minutes on Mickey, 30 minutes on Minnie.
Exactly. It's so convenient. They come to you.
Right.
They're always in cute outfits, depending on like just different, depending on which restaurant you go to.
Yeah.
I love this for my version of character meet and greets. And even if you're somebody that would wait in line, I mean, this is still a great opportunity to get to see these characters in different costumes. So our experience with Hollywood and Dine was at Christmas time.
Yes.
And they were in the cutest Christmas costumes of all time.
That's what they call Hollywood and Vine at Christmas time, because they like do a little makeover of it to make it kind of like more diner-esque. So they call it Hollywood and Dine, right?
It's called that all the time, isn't it?
Hollywood and Vine.
Is it not called Hollywood and Dine all the time?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
I think that's just what they call it during Christmas. I don't think you're wrong. I think that's just what they call it during Christmas time. But
okay.
Hollywood and Vine always has characters one way or the other.
It just made sense to me.
Yeah.
Why would you not pun like that?
I don't know.
But you're right. Maybe they do sometimes. Anyway, yeah. Hollywood and Vine, you're right.
We had them in Christmas outfits, but normally they're not in Christmas
well,
outfits.
No, it's seasonal, so it changes every like 3 months to a different outfit. So normally during the Christmas season, they are always in Christmas outfits.
Yeah, the rest of the year they're in seasonally appropriate attire.
Right. So they do like a summer thing, they do a Christmas thing. What else do they do?
We need to go here for breakfast. They have a bananas, Foster's, French toast. That sounds delicious.
Yeah. They do a Disney Junior thing.
Oh, I don't know all of the different ones. Sorry.
Right. No, it's okay. I think the Disney Junior one is the breakfast.
I actually was surprised. Morgan ranked the bottom ones of these because I hadn't been to the Roundup Rodeo one. So I was surprised, honestly, that Hollywood and Vine was so low, because I feel that we had a pretty good experience. But
we did.
Is the problem... Tell me about the problem. Why is it so low?
Well, we can... And that's when we only talked for a couple minutes before we started filming, and recording. But what I was trying to say before we started was some of these are like so close, or I kind of wanted to switch them. And this is one. This one and the next one up, I really could switch.
Okay, fair enough.
I just, in this moment, the one that we're going to talk about next has this very like, the ambiance has this nostalgic thing that wraps around my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Hollywood and Vine, to me, was a worse value because the food was good but not phenomenal.
Okay.
And the price was high.
Yes, I agree. The situation here, Hollywood and Vine, is like a retro Hollywood diner kind of atmosphere. It is... You sit at your table, and then you all go up and you get food from a buffet, and they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner options.
It is more expensive. It's $63 a person.
I see. I was still on breakfast when I said 47.
Yeah.
So this is quite a bit more than
that's why
Toy
it's
Story
lower for me.
Rodeo Roundup Barbecue.
Right.
option.
And certainly way more than what you'll probably spend if you did like a restaurant that's got a la carte options, not a per person option. I mean, $63 plus tax and gratuity, that it's a lot. It
That
comes
is a
out a
lot.
lot.
Yeah. They have a lot of offerings on the buffet, so I'm just going to read a couple of them. They have things like pasta salad, peel and eat shrimp, turkey breast, chicken. Looks like an oven roasted chicken. They've got crispy tofu with an Asian glaze.
That was good.
That was good. Shrimp squid ink
surprised.
pasta.
I don't
And
remember that. That might be new.
roasted beef strip loin with horseradish cream. I remember that. I feel like that was good.
Yeah.
The food kind of surprised me as being not terrible. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
terrible,
Right.
and I would say it was just kind of like average buffet food.
Maybe a little bit above average. I mean, if you're just talking buffet food, I would say it's above average buffet
Disney,
food.
yeah, Disney
Yeah.
buffet food.
Yeah, if I was to rank character buffets, this is going to come up a little higher than some of the other ones, like Crystal Palace, certainly Chef Mickey's even. This is better than Chef Mickey's, in my opinion, on the day and time that we went.
Sure,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's hard. But yeah, I loved the costumes. I don't think the ambiance was amazing. The amazing part was the characters and costumes.
Agreed.
And then the food was better than average, but maybe not worth $63 a person, which, you know,
Yeah, it's a lot.
it's a lot.
The one next up on the list, which we can stop teasing about, is considerably less expensive. So
Right.
that, I think, does make sense to why it plays. I think maybe even a similar quality of food to
Yeah.
the last one, but at a much more reasonable price.
Right. And that is the Sci-Fi Diner. Oh, Sci-Fi Dine-In.
Right.
So here's the thing with this one.
Mhm.
This is one of the best ambiances for a restaurant in all of Walt Disney World.
100%.
Yes. So you get points there. Then second is you order a la carte.
Mhm.
So kind of budget friendly. You know what I mean? But the food's not amazing. Last time we were there, we were like pretty not blown away by the food.
No.
It was kind of like quick serve burgers,
Mhm.
but the ambiance made it worth the extra like $5 I would spend on a burger here versus a burger at like Fairfax Fry. I don't know the names of all of the quick serves on Hollywood Studios, but in
Okay.
Hollywood Studios, ABC Commissary,
Mhm.
their burgers are still like $15.
Yeah.
Here, the burgers are like $19 or $25, depending on what you get.
Right.
So you're spending a little bit more, but for this amazing, amazing ambiance.
Mhm. If you haven't been, it's like the inside emulates like a classic drive-in movie experience.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's really great. There's like stars everywhere, and there's the screen
the
that's
night
showing
sky.
clips
There's a
from
sunset.
retro movies. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
sunset.
What kind of movies were those?
They're like retro sci-fi movies and
Yeah.
B movies of the time, and they're pretty cool. There's also some like Disney stuff like throughout, but it's mostly like clips of giant men holding women in distress. I feel like
That's
that
what you
kind
remember,
of is
yeah.
the vibe of.
Yeah, there was like the
that's what they
60-foot
were.
woman and stuff like
Yes,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that's a good time.
Aliens. Like what? I don't know what era it was. Do you think 1950s?
And before.
And before. Yeah, because there's some black and white.
Yes.
And like, old sci-fi clips, but just little clips, and you're sitting in a car.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, is you're sitting in these like old these retro cars that are all, supposedly parked at the
Those are why I was thinking 1950s, because they
Right.
look to me like the
Mhm.
yeah.
The cars are very 50s.
Yeah. And so obviously convertible car or whatever, and you've got your table in front of you, and only like two people can sit, and then behind. So if you're a party of four, let's say we were when we went,
Mhm.
two of us sat with the little table, and then two of us were in the back seat with the little table. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's the little different experience because you're not you're not really sitting around and talking to each other at this experience. You're watching these clips and making comments.
Yeah, it is like that. It's not like you're not even facing each other. You're looking at the back of someone's head if you're in the back, and if you're in the front.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully you're looking at the screen above the person's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I just meant as opposed to facing
Oh,
one
yeah,
another.
I get
You're
what you
not
mean.
facing each other.
You're not really talking to that person unless they're kind of swiveled around. So it's a
Mhm.
bit of a different experience in that aspect, but like wildly, wildly cool.
Yeah.
I'm so enchanted by the experience that I bumped it up, even though we were like, basically, this is quick serve burgers.
Yeah, if they served better food in here, this would easily rise to the top of the list because the theming is so Disney and so great for Hollywood studios. It's such a great idea for a restaurant. It's kind of a shame that we thought, let's get into the menu a little bit, that we thought some of these offerings were not like great.
This to me feels like, although it's not,
Mhm.
it feels like the Be Our Guest kind of situation where I'm like, you really could charge more. But this has been around forever. Be Our Guest, you used to be able to get a $25 quick service meal for breakfast or lunch.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this isn't going to last long. They're going to figure out that they could charge more because the ambiance is so amazing
Mhm.
and the price is going to go up. And it did. That's not the case here because this has been around for decades and they haven't raised the price. But like, I just feel like they could probably update the menu, increase the prices, and people would still come.
If they updated the menu, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think people would pay much more for the menu
for what it is.
Now.
I agree.
Because at Be Our Guest, at least you're being served like a fine French meal.
Yeah.
If they were to make these like gourmet burgers and wonderful sandwiches and all kinds of delicious custom salads and stuff, then yeah.
Well, you still think like a burger's a burger. You're not gonna pay more than $25 for a burger, right? Or maybe.
I don't know. I would depend on what's on the burger, I guess. I know people do pay in life more than $25 for a burger.
Yeah,
depending.
okay.
But either way, the way that things are now, it's just seeming like this. Some of the things that you can buy here are what would be, like Morgan said, like your standard quick serve fare. Like the appetizers are onion rings, fried pickles, nachos, chicken wings. Oh, hey, you down there.
What was that? Oh no!
Oh!
Are we just gonna cut this part?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I feel like the food is really, it's supposed to fit thematically. You know what I mean? Like you might go to a drive-in and eat a burger that you got from fast food. I'm just saying, it's like burgers and milkshakes and stuff like that. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. This is definitely concessions, and then
then with a few random like weird stuff that doesn't really fit the theme.
What are you thinking about?
Shrimp pesto pasta.
Were these on the menu when we were here last? These pastas?
Yeah, I do think there was a pasta last time we were there. I don't think the banh mi burger was there.
Did I eat pasta last time we were here?
I think so.
Did. Yeah, actually, now that I mention it.
And I think it needed salt. I think we had to ask for salt.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah.
Shows you how much we like the food.
Yeah, it wasn't very memorable, but the ambiance was memorable.
Yeah, the ambiance was great.
Yeah, I thought the pesto pasta is a little bit of a weird, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Weird offering, yeah.
Everything else kind of makes sense.
For like a car, yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
The appetizers range from $11 to $15, and the entrees range from like, the cheapest one I'm seeing is $19 for the grilled chicken citrus salad, all the way up to $25 or $30 for the pasta with the shrimp in it. So most things under $30, that comes in at the lower end of Disney sit-down pricing.
Absolutely. So the last two we were talking about would be like, for my family of three, the first one would be a little under $200, and the second one would have been closer to $250. Mm-hmm. We've done for like, I feel like $60.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Big difference.
So that's why this came in higher.
Makes sense.
Okay. Well, I get why you were confused by that, because you think, wait a minute, didn't we think the food here wasn't good?
Oh, for sci-fi?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not.
And it's not. Nobody's saying this. The ambiance, you guys. Not. The ambiance.
It's all about the ambiance. Which honestly, the like ambiance and the theme are a big part of the next one too. It's
Yeah.
a huge factor of why this is like, I think, where it is.
Sci-fi is probably in the top 10, and I'm sure we'll do this at some point, but best ambiance restaurant experiences.
Write that down. Write that down. We need to do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's a good idea for an episode. Yeah, this one and the one that we're talking about next, in my opinion, kind of go hand in hand with like elaborate, immersive, themed dining experiences.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the quality of the food at this next one much more.
Yeah.
So
this one was a good balance of a pretty awesome ambiance as well as a quality food.
And we're talking, of course, about the 50s Primetime Cafe.
Maybe sci-fi is not 50s because this is 50s.
Oh yeah, I don't. Well, hey. What do you? Oh, you mean like the theming of sci-fi? Yeah. I think the theming of sci-fi is 50s. The cars are very 50s. It also reminds me of Grease, which has a big.
It says 50s style.
Yeah.
All right.
You remember Grease when Danny is behind the drive-in theater screen singing the song Sandy? That's always what Rizzo's PG pass it on. Whenever I think of drive-ins, I think of Grease, and Grease is 50s, so that was my first thought.
Yeah, okay.
It had to be 50s.
Cool.
This is also 50s. Hey, the 50s are Hollywood-tastic.
Yeah.
And this one is less about movies and more about television. 50s prime time.
Or home life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Television, home life. Yes. Yeah, you do feel like you walked into I Love Lucy.
Right. All of the sets are based off of like those 50s TV shows, and they've got them all playing on the actual TV sets as well.
Right.
Everywhere you sit there's a TV?
No, where we sat there wasn't a TV, but the table across from us like had a TV so you could see it because it was up.
Right.
So they're strategically placed in ways that even if there's not a TV at your table, there's one close that you can see.
Right. So this is that 50s. It's like you're in a house in the 50s.
Yes.
Which is cool. But it also unfortunately features an element that you hate.
Yeah. Well, I hated as a child. When we went back, we didn't experience this issue, but yes, they have part of the charm, if you will, is that the servers are supposed to be like your aunt or your cousin, and they want to like give you a hard time about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the server when I was a kid giving me a hard time about not cleaning my plate.
How could you?
Yeah, and whatever else, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
elbows on the table.
Yes. And this time, going back as an adult and being, no joke, honestly, nervous about it because I don't really want to go to pay for a dinner and be reprimanded for anything. And I'm not going to clean my plate. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway. Or I don't want to have to. I might. But, yeah. Anyway.
You don't want the pressure.
I don't want the pressure. Yeah.
Understandable. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there in your boat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When we went back, the two of us and the people we were with, it wasn't that
We've
bad.
been a couple times now, and we haven't been picked on too bad. Maybe they've like downplayed.
The server we had at that time when we did the review, she told us to get our elbows off the table once, and she told us to put our phones away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that part of the experience has never been like a deterrent to me. I don't mind it, but there are some people in any situation who might be more like, you know, might not want that. So
yeah,
I guess
might not want to get yelled at while you're
right.
It's not really that bad.
No, but might not want to get like razzed and teased the whole time.
Yeah,
but depending on your server, it might not be that bad at all.
Also, but the server was still good. Like I would say, she was still interacting with us as if she was our aunt.
Yeah.
Wasn't she giving you guys like a fun, hard time about something?
Yeah. At one of our visits, we were sitting across from someone who had just gotten married or something.
Yeah, that was the time that I went with you.
And she was telling her, we've been there twice together.
Are you sure?
One time for a review and one time with our friend Tori. Hi, Tori. Because she was visiting and wanted to eat somewhere, and we recommended 50s Cafe.
She was there for the review. We went to Rainforest Cafe earlier that day because Tori wanted to go. Shame on you, Tori. And then we wound up going to primetime like 4 hours later. It was really funny.
Um,
But anyway,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, somebody had gotten married or was going to propose or something like that, and she was, I don't know, asking questions. It was cute.
Yeah.
But food wise, you loved it, right?
Yeah, we enjoyed the food here, and at 15 to 34.99 per adult, it's easy to love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, what did you say? 15 to 39?
Hmm.
Yeah. Our favorite thing that we got is no longer on the menu.
Happens.
Oh my gosh, there was like this fried cheese appetizer that had like a raspberry dipping sauce, remember?
I do.
It was so good. It's not on the menu right now. Maybe it's a seasonal thing.
I think that's the first thing we uploaded. If you want to go to our
It
Neverland
is.
Navigation Co. YouTube channel and scroll all the way to the bottom of our uploads, you can find our review and see exactly how excited we were for this raspberry cheese thing.
Yeah, yeah. But everything else was really good too. You had fried chicken, didn't you? We had everything.
I've had a couple different things from here. I did like the fried chicken.
Yeah, the fried chicken was good. The pot roast was good. I don't like meatloaf to begin with, so I'm not a good person to talk onto that, but you do, right?
Yeah, I remember somebody got the meatloaf
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
And it was quite good.
Yeah. So yeah, so this was a home run for us.
Yeah. They've also got desserts. So if you want a chocolate peanut butter layered cake, if you want a or a la mode, if you want a warm apple crisp, a key lime pie, a bundt cake, or a grasshopper bar, which is a milk, like a chocolate bar, with a bunch of toppings and stuff.
I got a peanut butter and jelly milkshake. It was really good.
I recall you getting that peanut butter jelly milkshake. It was good.
Yeah.
That was nice. They also have, I think we like the onion rings here.
Yeah.
That we got as a.
Do they still have those? Yes,
Yes, they do. So yeah,
because that sauce, that horseradish sauce, was really surprisingly good.
that was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so I recommend 50s.
I do too.
Absolutely. That's why it's on the upper end of our list. This next one is exactly where it needs to be.
Oh yeah.
High up on the list because I like people putting respect on Mama Melrose's name. Because I think it's an underappreciated.
I do too. Underappreciated. I think it gets flack where it doesn't need to get flack.
You just took wow, Tori's gonna get mentioned twice this episode. You just
and shamed once.
What did we shame her for?
For making us go to Rainforest Cafe on her birthday.
Oh, right. Hey, it was worth it for the experience, to be honest. Although that food was absolutely dreadful.
Dreadful.
You had a much better time at Mama Melrose, didn't you?
Yes.
I would assume. If I know anything about it.
Yeah. Yes, I went recently with Tori to Mama Melrose.
I've taken people here too. It's like a good spot to take people from out of town.
And it's an easy reservation to get.
That's one of the reasons.
Oh my gosh, because it's underrated. I've seen people say, oh, it's just like Olive Garden. It's not, I guess it's not probably authentic Italian, but I don't think it's trying to be, you guys.
No. It's like American New York Italian food. It's not supposed to be. The
decor is New
York. It's not Tutto Italia over in Epcot or anything like that. Right.
That's a different thing. This is American Italian.
Yes.
It's in Muppetville.
And if you're Muppetville. And if you're saying that the food is like Olive Garden, you need to go back to an Olive Garden because I've been to both, and I think the food here is consistently one of my preferred spots for American Italian food on property.
Yes.
We have a couple of go-tos, but this one is definitely high on our list because we've tasted the alternatives.
And
they're not good.
I really like the ambiance here.
Yeah, it's a lovely place to eat dinner.
They've got like string lights. It's supposed to look like an Italian restaurant in New York with like, I don't know, posters and wine bottles and crazy stuff on the walls. Like the walls are pretty jam-packed.
Yes. But it's like I don't know if you would say romantic maybe, but it's definitely like it's like a little dark in there, and they've got all the string lights, like you were saying, and there are
the string lights.
Vines hanging down, leaves and vines. And red brick and Disney movie
Yes.
posters in Italian language, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
All of that comes together to make for a nice experience. There's also some cool like nerd history to this restaurant because it was supposed to be a Muppets restaurant. And did Jim Henson died, and it ended up being a regular Italian restaurant, but it's still delicious. And I would
Is it not New York? Is it California?
California.
The signs on the wall are either New York or California. Now
Oh.
I'm thinking they might be California. It doesn't matter. They're not trying to say you're in Italy. That's my
Right.
point.
The Muppets would never take you to Italy.
It's just, yeah, it's American Italian.
Right.
Um,
Who
Yeah.
who do you think Mama Melrose is?
oh, I don't know.
We
We should
never
look
get to
into
meet
the
her.
backstory if we do. We haven't done a review for this one yet. I don't know why.
How is that possible?
How is that possible? We'll look at the review or look at the backstory for the review.
Sure.
But the food is good. I like some pretty standard stuff like chicken parmesan from here. I think their
yeah.
marinara sauce is really good.
That makes the biggest difference. If the marinara sauce is good, basically anything you order off of
I
the
know.
menu, you
Yes.
know, it gets helped by that immediately.
Yeah. I had the fried calamari last time we went as a appetizer, and that was really good.
$16.
Mm-hmm.
They
It
have
has the lemonade aioli dipping. So good.
that is good. I believe last time I was here, I got the bruschetta, and that was good. $14. That ended up, I think, being really good actually. And then probably my favorite part of all of this is that the entrees all clock in under $35.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you're getting a lot of value for these. The most expensive thing that you could order is a $36. Oh, I guess they don't all clock in under 35, huh? Is this New York strip steak, which is 36.
Okay,
so,
but still,
yeah.
So yeah, value wise, this one kind of blows the others out of the water.
Totally. And the chicken parm
Well,
is
maybe not
$28 in the 20s. And let me tell you, the servings are like ridiculous.
I know. Yes,
Huge.
I have been able to. We have gone and gotten either a soup or an appetizer and a chicken parmesan for my husband and I, and that's enough to split.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great date.
Yes.
Sounds wonderful.
I mean, one time I even went here when I was doing an elimination diet and got the I think it was salmon. I think it's just the chef's selection of fresh fish or whatever. And that was like one of the best salmon I have ever had.
Really?
Like they just did a really great job, and it came with a polenta cake, which is gluten free.
Yes.
Sounds
good.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
Wow.
Like you wouldn't even believe because
from Mama Melrose.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
we just had people in from out of town and needed to go to a Disney restaurant, and I booked this one, but I didn't get to have what I normally wanted because I was trying an elimination diet and couldn't have pasta. So anyway,
but you walked out happy.
Oh my gosh, it was seriously one of the best things ever.
I love Mama Melrose.
Yeah.
And if you eat late, you get to walk through like an empty nighttime Hollywood studio. It's always one of my favorite things.
Yes, absolutely. I will say I have not really had their desserts. Have you?
I believe that when we went, we got tiramisu. I don't really remember it, so it must not have been that amazing. But it's only $8.50, so that's not bad, especially if you're splitting it with someone. They also have a gelato on the menu for $6.75, which is
goat cheese mousse tart. Sounds
good. I also saw that and thought it was really interesting. Yeah.
Well, I know what we're doing next week.
Mama Melrose review. Count me in anytime. I am always down for Mama Melrose.
All right. Yeah. So this is another one where this could have been number one for me. Really, the top two are a tie. And if you look at my list, the way it was written, it was actually split. So
it depends what you're looking for, right?
It depends on what you're looking for. And there's a little bit of seasonality with the menu with Hollywood Brown Derby.
Hey, this is somewhere that you walk by in the park.
Every time. You cannot not walk by it.
You cannot not walk by it. And I've only eaten here one time in my entire life, I think. But I don't really remember my experience. But you've eaten here fairly recently now.
It was a little over a year ago, I think.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hey, you got me beat for sure. I was just gonna give the price.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
$35 to $59.99 is the pricing on dinner here.
Yeah.
With entrees ranging from $33 for shepherd's pie up to $45 or $48 for the halibut, pan roasted halibut.
So this is a nicer restaurant, less kid friendly. It's a la carte, but it's more expensive. And I think this would be a good date restaurant. It's got that old Hollywood feel to it. It's an
Hmm.
actual like replica of the actual Hollywood Brown Derby to an extent. It's got all of the signed caricatures.
Awesum.
I have had this menu changes regularly, so you can't. The only thing that you can really be like, oh, I want to go back for this thing that I always get and like is the Cobb salad because they say they invented the Cobb salad. It's on their menu. It's always on their menu. I've never not seen it on their menu, and it's one of my favorite things. And I'm not really a salad person,
Hmm.
but it's like a chopped Cobb salad. It's got a really phenomenal dressing that's mixed in.
It's what they're known for.
It's what they're known for. Yeah.
It is $25.
Hmm.
It is an expensive
Big though.
salad, but
Yeah.
yeah, the serving is big. I think you pay for a guaranteed decent or above food quality
Uh-huh.
here, and you pay for that like Hollywood atmosphere.
And
That's what they're
the
charging
the
for.
service is a little bit more top notch, fancy restaurant
Yeah.
service, and this is a little bit more geared towards the foodie.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Some of the things on the appetizer menu, there's like right now there's an oyster brie soup, crab louis, beeton burrata. So this is not
Theme park fare.
right. This is totally like different than Mama Melrose. So
Yes.
if you're doing like a family, you want things that you know, comfort food, Mama Melrose.
Yes.
If you're a foodie and you want to try new stuff and spend a little bit more for a higher quality dining experience or a date night, then Hollywood Brown Derby is going to be your better option.
I agree.
They have escargot. I'm just saying
or if you just want to speak the language of fine dining in a Disney theme park, because you don't really get that many opportunities, and Hollywood Brown Derby kind of scratches the surface of that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So oh yeah, and it's considered signature dining.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Hollywood Studios signature dining experience. Signature dining is like the fancy restaurant in each park.
Yeah.
Or resort. Or resort? Do they call them signature in the resorts?
Yeah, I do think so.
Right? Okay.
I do think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what there is on offer here. I think food quality wise, I think it's easy to see why this ended up at number one on our list.
Yeah, or split for number one. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I just think there's these two both deserve to be number one, but they're totally different. So
yeah,
they're also famous for the grapefruit cake, which wasn't my cup of tea, but they're famous for it. It's got like a cult following, and you can get that at the bar. There's a bar outside of the Hollywood Brown Derby that if you want to just get a cocktail or a slice of grapefruit cake, I don't know if it's slice, but anyway, you could do that there.
Yeah.
It's outside, outdoors.
The Brown Derby Lounge, you can order appetizers or entrees from as well. So if you're just looking to get the Cobb salad, or you're just looking
or escargot, can you get escargot?
Yeah. Yes. Then the lounge
I'd love to
might
eat
be your
some
friend.
Escargot on the
I know.
the strip.
On Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah, very strange. Yeah. So Hollywood Brown Derby and maybe Mama Melrose at top of the list. That feels good.
Yeah.
That feels right.
I like it.
Yeah. Hollywood Studios also has some of my favorite quick serves. Maybe we'll do a quick serve list.
Does it?
Another time. Yeah. It's got Docking Bay.
Okay.
Which I love. And also
Is that
Ronto Roasters.
Wait, so you're just talking about the Ronto wrap?
And I like some of the entrees of the Docking Bay too.
Okay.
So
I'm just saying before Batu came and we got Ronto wraps, I feel like we used to dog the quick serve options at Hollywood Studios. I would be like, yeah, we can't eat there if we don't have a reservation.
Yes, and we haven't ever eaten in Toy Story Land together, but there are a couple things from their quick serve.
Yeah, but that's new too. So
yeah,
I'm saying before 6 years ago.
So you're talking about the backlot tour. You're talking about
those days? No, there's a time in between that.
Yeah, the construction time. Like 2016 to 2017, 2018. Yeah, during that time, there was nothing.
They had their quick serves were mainly the ones that were up at the front by Tower of Terror or ABC Commissary, and I just don't think any of those have been very good. Backlot Express.
They're not good.
Not good. We haven't been in a while because we don't like them, but
I've been to Sunshine Ranch Market recently, which
really
is the
not improved.
Not good. Still not good.
I just assume at some point they'll get better.
Nope.
They don't need to be better.
Go to Batu.
Yeah, go to Batu.
Or if you like tachos, which are like, wait, we're not talking about quick. We're not talking about quick. I have to refrain. I have to restrain myself. Okay, that's going to round out our list for our ranking of table service meals at Hollywood Studios. If you've enjoyed the show so far, it'd be awesome if you could like the video if you're watching the visual version on YouTube, or leave us a review if you want to check out more short form content from us, whether it be dining, shopping, trivia, all kinds of fun stuff, history. Find us on TikTok or Instagram at NeverlandNav.
Yes.
Yes.
We also have an Etsy store called Neverland Navigation, which we do custom t-shirts and dish towels. You send us a message on Etsy that tells us what your favorite ride is, or what the person you're buying for's favorite ride is, and we'll send you some options and make you an awesome shirt.
Yeah, maybe you just want this list printed on a t-shirt.
I can do that.
Yeah, we could do that. Why not?
Why not?
No, but seriously, those good quality t-shirts and goods over at the Neverland Navigation Etsy shop. It's my favorite Etsy shop. So, hey, maybe you'll enjoy it too.
Mine too.
Yeah. And until our next sit-down reservation, we'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.